You got some 1 second.
1 second,
Is that what it says out with me?
Hey, Steve, playing
His
with
water
his water
bottle.
bottle.
He's like
He
fingering
telling me
it.
not to fidget. Look at his.
That's making a ton of noise.
'Kay.
It sounds terrible.
Put it down.
Yeah, you were doing great.
Put it down before we put you down.
Yeah, that's a good. I will put you down.
Roll the clip.
Let go. Hey, okay, I know I'm here to stay. Just counting on my wins, so I can't play this game. Play this song, go kids first, get you out the way. Go hard, it's the only way to play. Let me say, I'm a trendsetter. I'm a go-getter. I'm a trendsetter.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Ponds on the Duck. I am Jackson Hasty.
I am Caleb Shoemake.
And I am Landon Roop.
Today we will talk about OU sports, and we'll discuss a little bit of non-OU sports as well. Just sports going on this week and a little bit of next week.
Okay, we'll start off the show. I'm gonna go ahead. We got a trivia that I would love you guys to play. I don't. Oh my God! Damn!
I don't think we're able to do. We're having some tight. This is why you don't get paid, bro. This is why you don't get paid. You already.
It's okay. I only saw
I
one
just
of
saw
them.
half the players. It
It's okay.
doesn't mean I can name them, but I saw half of them.
Okay.
But we can still do this.
It
We
is.
can still
try
Can
try
you
it out.
name the former OU player? If you would like to go to the next slide. So, start off, we got 2020, 2022. He played baseball here at OU.
They play football too.
He did play football.
He
I
played
think he
fo- he
walked
play-
on, I believe, and then
Hey.
he was pretty bad.
I went to high school with him. It was Cade Horton, and one of the games I
That's
got
your
him.
answer? What do you believe?
Cade Horton.
Okay. And if you want
I
to go
think
to
that's
next.
correct.
It is Cade Horton.
Let's go.
2022
And-
first round pick for the Chicago Cubs.
Still, I
believe
think
he's the
in
number one.
AAA.
He is in the AAA.
AAA.
He's
He's
the
in
number one
AAA.
prospect for the Cubs right now. But if you want to go to the next one, he 2015, 2017, OU football. It's not the Kansas guy that he completely busted his ankles. That's on the
wide
ground right
receiver?
now. Yes, wide receiver.
Wide receiver.
2015 and 2017.
His best year was his last year. He had like 16 catches for 200
gosh.
yards and a touchdown.
We might need some more hints.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Just throw it a guess.
I cannot give you anybody. We need more recent than this, Caleb.
This is literally 2017.
Yeah.
So it was the year with Baker. That was his best year. Was
yes,
with Baker.
His second year with Baker.
Was it TD Morris? He was his like
Lee
number
Morris
8.
was number 10.
Yeah.
Or number 11. One of the two.
So I mean, I
It
was close.
I mean, yeah, it was close.
You give up?
Yeah.
I ain't got a guess
Yeah.
for this one.
You want to go? It's Jarvis
Right.
Baxter.
Yeah.
Baxter.
It might have
Right.
been a little difficult, but if you want to go to the next one,
Oh, JV and McCollum.
There we go. Where did he go?
he
Did he-
Jamie
did he-
McCollum.
did he
if- yeah,
transfer out of here?
He transferred. That was Otega Owe as well, also transferred. But
Because I knew like everyone from
if you want to
OU
move
transferred.
to the next slide, where he was our leading scorer, 2023. He transferred to not Virginia Tech.
Hit that game winner
Georgia
against
Tech?
what was that? Oklahoma State, right?
Oklahoma State.
Yeah, crazy game.
If you want to go to the next one, 2012, 2016.
Oh,
He was a
what's
key
his
contributor
name?
with Buddy
Oh,
Buckets in the
no.
2016 run.
Crap.
No.
Oh.
He played on the
don't
Hornets.
know.
He hit he hit that half court buzzer beater.
What's his name?
He
Is it
played for the
Smallwood?
Kings.
Did he not?
It was
play-
not
did he
Smallwood.
Did he not play for the Hornets?
No, this is not Jeremy Lamb.
Jeremy
Jeremy
No,
Lamb
that's
did not play for the
I thought-
University of Oklahoma.
No, I thought I'm thinking about someone else.
He was our point
Well,
guard.
I know Jeremy Lamb played for there.
Do we? No guess.
Any
No.
I know who it is, but I don't know who it is. So that makes any
the
sense.
name's blanking.
yeah, if you want to go.
I'm pretty
it's
terrible. at-
Isaiah
I'm-
Cousins.
I
absolutely cooked Ben Simmons in his last year when we played LSU and beat them.
See, I know
But-
faces, but I don't know names. So this is
All right.
probably pretty terrible.
Well, if you'd
Okay,
like to go
next
to the
one.
next one, we're gonna
Oh my gosh, who's this one?
tight end from 2004 to 2007.
Joe John Finley.
And if you'd like to go to the next slide,
I definitely
It
did not
is
see
pretty
that.
sure
Mr.
that's,
Joe
I'm pretty
John
sure that's
Finley.
the dude who's
That-
calling our plays now.
Yeah.
that is calling our place. So we're gonna go ahead and move on to talking about what happened last Saturday.
Yeah, we beat Maine 59-14. Some stats that game: Arnold 15 for 21, 224 yards, 2 touchdowns, and then Barnes had 18 carries for 203 yards and Hester 4 receptions, for 112 yards and a touchdown.
You forgot one of the biggest things that Jackson Arnold did,
No turnovers.
He had
Jackson
no
Arnold had no
turnovers.
turnovers this game.
Turnovers.
which
He looked-
was huge.
He
It's
looked a
not
lot
like
better.
we played Maine or anything, but he's
I get
still.
that it's Maine, but you also got to look at that he has been very, very hectic in the pocket no matter what. So him being able to go out there and still go against a Division I program, which is Maine, it doesn't matter who they are,
FBS
and him
or
still at
FCS.
least go out there and not. He didn't even almost throw an interception or anything like that. He played not a perfect game, of course, but
a pretty good football
he played a
game, I'd
pretty
say.
good football game overall. Again,
He looked more
yes, it
composed
was against
in
Maine.
the pocket. Just
He had a lot of. If you want to go ahead and roll the clip on this one, obviously you have Javonte Barnes, 3 touchdowns, 222 total yards. He just looked unstoppable, and obviously this should have been a
Right
touchdown. But I believe he ended the drive with this touchdown.
I'm pretty sure the reason why they called it out is because he runs a little bow-legged.
he did slow down. I would say at the 20
he slowed
yard
down,
line,
but
he
also his
slowed
legs
down.
kind of go out. He kind of runs like a crab a little bit sometimes. Whenever he starts slowing down a little bit,
Yeah, but it's weird. Like he has a lot of
wasn't
patience.
that Oklahoma's first 100-yard rusher of the season?
Yes.
Yeah,
It was because
Yeah.
he rushed for 100 yards last game, I believe.
No, he was the
No,
first
against-
100 yard rusher this season.
I'm pretty sure it was because I don't think he rushed for 100 against South Carolina. Right?
And then JJ Hester
It was against Ole Miss.
oh, sorry,
also
Ole
the-
Miss. Sorry, but no, he didn't rush for 100 against Ole Miss, did he?
And JJ Hester was also the first.
I think
100-yard
JJ Hester
receiver
was the
this
first
year.
100-yard receiver this year.
But he was also the 100-yard.
He was the first
rusher.
100-yard rusher. I'm pretty sure because
Yeah, and Tatum
if he
got the
didn't,
touchdown
if he
too.
didn't rush for 100, see, he rushed for 67 against Ole Miss.
Yeah. Okay.
So
I know that he had a decent amount of passing yards because we did check down a lot.
Defense did start off a little slow to start. They gave up a touchdown first drive.
the first drive, I can say Maine came out to play in this first game, or at least in the first drive.
Yeah, the first drive
But-
they looked really good.
But I mean, they had to come out and at least give us a little something because if they came out and just immediately doled out, I mean, the score probably whatever it was.
If you want to go back there and skip like 10 seconds and then put it on like 0.5. I want to talk about that play. Again, there it is. 7th lowest third down conversion in the entire FBS. But this is just perfect. Like, go if you want to go back one more. If you look over the middle, if he doesn't get that check down right here, he's got, I believe that's Jacob Jordan in the middle of the field, where that's an easy. Barnes was able to pick up a couple more yards after contact there, which he started off the season pretty bad about that. Like, he couldn't miss a guy after he would get into the second level, but he just couldn't miss a guy and make the big play. And we've had a problem all year about like explosive plays and not being able. I think we're like bottom 5 in explosive plays this year. I think we only have 20.
And this helps us a lot. I know it's Maine, but and then as Jacob Jordan, right? Yeah, as he makes that catch, we also need to bring him up. He just kind of came out of nowhere as I'd say like a third guy that Arnold can throw to as of right now with the injuries we have.
I feel like with how OU's playbook has been wrapped around, it's just always been very good to have a short little guy out there just to get us some checkdowns, just where he can maybe break it out after the catch for another 5-6 yards, but just to catch it and get down, just to give us a good 5-6 yards, give us a second and long, or second and short, sorry, and just give us a good chance at making a big play, which, like you said, we don't see that a lot, which is very abnormal for OU football, for us not to have as many big plays. We're usually leading all of college football in big plays.
That's true.
I mean, of course, he's not as going to be good as Drake Stoops, but
If you want to cut to, if you want to cut to 14 minutes on this, I want to talk about Xavier Robinson. Freshman, I think you say he came from UConn.
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 I think he was 3,600 yards his senior year, and I don't know the touchdowns off the top
I
of
think
my
it was
head,
20.
but it was 8.9 yards per carry.
And he's just roll a clip right there. His little check down again. Just
I mean,
'cause
having
Hawkins,
a receiver able to catch
He just-
it and
if
go
you
downfield
I want you
helps
to go
a
back.
lot.
I want everyone
You
to
can just-
listen to the sound.
Every single run that he had just made a loud popping sound.
And Landon, you had to have played against this guy.
In high school?
I mean, I'm sure he was on
Where'd he
varsity.
go?
UConn.
What year is he?
Well, he
He's a
graduated
freshman.
last year.
Yeah,
So he graduated last year.
I mean, he could have started at a.
He
like,
was probably like a
sophomore.
sophomore.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I mean, there's a good chance I did, but
We don't remember. He was the backup quarterback.
hey,
He held. Did you hold it?
Speaking about Kate Horton, I did beat him in an accuracy test, so I should have started actually.
Hypothetically.
Hypothetically.
Unfortunately, I
Unfortunately,
think he had like 3,500 total yards, and then
yeah, no, I was
like
definitely
40
not. I was
touchdowns.
not going to be able to do that with what we had, especially with. I mean, we had Andrew Young, who went to he committed to Army and he was playing there, but he kept getting hurt, so now he doesn't play anymore.
Obviously.
We had Jaden Bray, who we all know went to OSU and now he's at West Virginia.
Yeah,
great guy.
That is true. He is. I think he's. If I don't want to look at the stats right now, I know that he's been doing pretty good though.
He's been off and on. I mean, at OSU, whenever he wasn't hurt, he was playing well. But then,
Yeah.
I mean, he needed to transfer out because the coaching staff, at least, because I mean, I still talk to him every once in a while.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, the coaching staff there just wasn't really favoring him as a player.
It seems like that. I think on that note, I think Mike Gundy might retire after this season.
After this,
I don't know.
do you think
he's
you,
get
do you
fired?
think you think I don't know if he'll get fired.
He wouldn't
I
get
feel like-
fired. He's been there for like 30.
I was going to say
20
he's
years.
been there for so long. I don't think they'll fire him. I
this
think
is
they
such a
might
bad
like.
season, though.
I think they would like pay him to leave, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like hey, like thank you for what you've done, but here you go. But also, I don't know if he would want to end off on a season like he's
True.
had here.
Maybe he'll just have one more
Like,
and
I
on a
mean-
winning record and
Maybe
leave.
he'll leave and go to USC.
That's
Yeah,
a crazy statement.
yeah, well, I mean,
that's
they
a crazy
did-
statement.
I mean, they're not looking too good over there either. They just
Not at all.
lost
Who
this
did
last
they
Saturday.
just lose to? Who did they lose
was
to?
it?
Oh, they just lost to Arizona State.
Arizona State.
But Arizona
That's who it
State's
was.
got a good. Is Cam
No,
Sketibo?
USC.
Oh, USC. They just lost to
Who did they lose to?
Oh my goodness. It was Maryland, right?
No, that was
That was last week.
Was it UCLA? No,
No.
that's this coming week.
UCLA beat Nebraska
Lord.
though.
yeah,
Where's their schedule?
Nebraska. They started off strong.
But like it's hard to they're just bad. They
They
benched
lost
their
to
starting-
Washington.
Washington.
Lost
That's
to
who it
Washington.
was.
They just benched their starting quarterback.
That is true.
After what Miller Moss, I think he threw like 6 touchdowns in their bowl game after Caleb Williams decided to go to the draft, of course. I don't know. I think it's a sophomore or freshman. I didn't check.
I mean,
but
after seeing USC whenever they beat LSU, I really thought they were going to do something, but then
I just don't know what happened.
I'm kind of glad they didn't.
I think USC had to have gotten lucky based off what I'm seeing.
Yeah, because LSU's.
Yeah, because then I mean,
even though they lost
then,
last
but then
week.
they lost to Michigan, which Michigan's not that good. Then they lost to Minnesota.
Michigan's still got a pretty good defense.
I mean,
though.
Michigan's got a good defense, but I mean,
if we look at the grades here for defense,
Sky and his grades.
Michigan's 11th in the defensive area.
I mean, they're good. Like, don't get me wrong.
Speaking of that, South Carolina is second, and so people shaming us for losing by what was 33 to 9.
And 21 points were scored in the first 5 minutes
Yeah, so
because of one and only what we were talking about turnovers.
turnovers.
But hey, there
We-
weren't none against Maine.
Hey, maybe we can keep that streak.
no, I think we lost one. It was Sam Franklin. Sam Franklin fumbled.
Oh yes.
He did.
Yeah. He
No
fumbled one.
disrespect, we love Sam Franklin here, but
Oh,
You gotta
he
catch that.
did.
You got to catch that. He wanted to run before he
did,
caught it.
that is right.
Then he just lost it, and then
Little weirdo.
Maine. Yeah.
he is our best run blocker, though. If you look, our
One
best halfback
person
run blocker.
who came in who I was very excited about run blocking was Bauer Sharp.
Bauer did really good last game.
He
if you
did
look
good.
At
He definitely did do good. But compared to what was sought out from him whenever he was coming here and everything I heard,
he was our best run blocker last year. Mm-hmm. Or not last year, last game. Mm-hmm. He was our worst pass blocker, though. He was 32 graded.
run blocker is definitely good. It seems like on pass blocking, whenever for him, I don't like how we keep trying to run screens with him in the sense of like if you need to do like little hitches with him and just if he misses a tackle
Or
he can
just
go.
throw him outside. I mean, so far you've seen that we run those checkdowns, and the checkdowns have turned into like 5-10 yards.
Yeah.
But like Bauer Sharp, I don't know why we. The only reason he has, I think it's like 32 receptions for like 256 yards, is I'm pretty sure they've all came from checkdowns.
I would like to say before this main game, Bauer Sharp was our leading receiver. I think it's JJ Hester
JJ
now.
Hester has like
JJ
14
Hester
more
now.
now, and
Yeah.
he
Yeah.
has 14. He's averaging 20 yards a catch.
I'm very glad that he's starting to get it. But did you see on his long touchdown against Maine that he actually almost dropped it whenever he
did.
first
Yes,
caught it?
I did
Also-
mention that multiple times. Is that Arnold rolled out and threw a beautiful ball, and he still almost dropped it.
And he still
Yeah.
almost dropped it.
And that's the 5-star that we saw in high school, that we
Talking
saw
about Arnold.
Yeah, Arnold, that we saw in the offseason, and that it didn't transfer at first, but now we're starting to see it more. Him get more confident.
How'd you guys feel about whenever he first? I mean, I believe that it was definitely the right choice to take him out in Tennessee whenever he had those costly turnovers.
Yeah.
But how'd you feel about all the fans like booing him?
See,
I
you should just-
didn't understand everyone booing him just because at the end of the day, I mean, he's what, like a year older than us?
Yeah, and he's put in a
Like,
tough.
but no,
he's the same
he's like the same age
He's
of us.
19.
yeah, he's 19.
Or
He's not. No,
19, 20.
He's got to be 20.
So he's
because
your- he's
because
your
I mean
age.
I'm 20, so I mean
I mean, he's put in a tough position, so like we can't really be mad at him. Like,
Well, okay, if
I
you
don't
think
think
about
any
it,
quarterback would do the best in this situation with these wide receivers, and offensive line.
it's just at OU we have a higher standard because, of course,
Yeah.
the past like 10 years we've had elite quarterback play, elite wide receiver play, elite offensive line, and so
And then running backs off and on.
as an OU fan and all these old like OU fans that have been here like us, like we expect Baker Mayfield level play, Kyler Murray level play
Which
when
we
we put the
shouldn't.
quarterback
and
on the
I
field.
feel like that's why a lot of people, whenever Hawkins did come in, is that everyone saw maybe
Murray.
this could be a Kyler Murray type of situation.
Yeah, there's a little bit of like Kyler Murray, Jalen Hurts kind of
and
mixture.
I definitely understand what they're trying to do because I mean he went in and then he gave us the spark that we needed to give us a chance to win that game.
But you also have to think Tennessee probably had never seen this guy before.
Tennessee
and
had
was
never really
just
seen that
expecting
guy.
Arnold.
100%. I mean, who? They're the only other person I feel like they could have scouted for was Casey Thompson, since he's the only one that actually has film.
I don't think Casey Thompson's going to get to a football game.
I
I'm gonna
don't
be
think
honest.
he is. The only time I think he does is if they literally just like, if Michael Hawkins just tells him like, hey, I don't want to get hurt. Like I don't want to just like go in for 2 minutes because I'm going to transfer out of here or something like that.
The only reason he would be in is just he's the emergency quarterback, because so if Arnold or Hawkins both get hurt, we got to play someone.
We needed him
beat
whenever we lost to Texas 49-0.
Yeah, too bad we didn't have him though.
Well, General Booty, ULM legend, now benched.
Yeah, yeah.
He did get benched. I forgot about that. I thought he was going to make a statement when he went against Texas, but
no.
No,
I think within like the first like 2 quarters, the dude had like he was like 2 for 7 with like 2 interceptions or something like that.
He is literally booty cheeks.
But on that
No pun
offensive
intended.
note, I think we should go ahead and because obviously Joe John Finley has done a pretty good job.
I would say he's done better than Seth Luttrell.
yeah, whatever Seth Luttrell.
He's spread out our playbook because it seemed with Luttrell, it was like he was trying to do the same thing. We went
He was trying. It
we
was
went
like a baby
run,
book.
pass, run, or we went run, pass, or pass, run, and next thing you know, we've punted the next 5 possessions.
And I think Joe
because
John,
he's
what
done
he
nothing.
sees-
He's actually digging into the playbook where he can give us chances to throw shots. Like again, it was Maine, but he gave us chances to at least where if he got out the pocket, he had that deep shot if there was no over the top safety. And guess what? There wasn't. Almost dropped it, but he scored on a 95-yard touchdown, something like that.
94, yeah.
94.
Yeah, and he's letting Arnold actually throw it, Like, we know Arnold can throw it, and I get why Seth Luttrell didn't want him to throw it because he threw some bad ones at the beginning, but, I mean, what do we have to lose at this point? Just let him throw it.
And I like how Joe John likes to, we run the ball, we get 10 yards. He knows that if we run it again, it could work again. He
And
knows if it
I-
ain't broke, it don't
yeah.
fix.
Yeah.
Don't fix
I also
it.
like that they're all whenever that is happen when they get up fast, they throw in a read option in there where then Arnold can take it as well. Because at the end of the day, Arnold is still pretty fast. He can go
Yeah,
gain
Arnold's got
6
the
yards.
legs.
He's got the legs and he's bigger. I just hope he doesn't get smoked at some point because
He doesn't know how to slide, apparently.
He's done
does.
more diving than sliding. He's done a lot more just jumping forward than actually sliding down.
Mm-hmm.
He's starting to learn in the past couple games. I saw him slide more in Maine than I did in any other game, which surprised me. But if he's learning, I guess.
Yeah, I think he definitely has gotten a little better at it. But on to the offensive coordinator talk now. If Joe John probably will still be retained on the team, but he's not going to keep this offensive coordinator position forever.
He's not really an offensive coordinator. I feel like that's not what he wants to get into. I feel like he wants to help out an offensive coordinator. So since he got thrown in his position, of course he's going to take it.
So some names that they've been throwing around that we might be is we got Joe Craddock. He's the Tulane offensive coordinator. They average 38.3 points per game right now in the FBS, and that is 7th. Running back, they have I think it's Mekhi Hughes. He's averaging 5.5 yards per carry. And I would probably say Javonte Barnes is either equal or better than him. So that would really, I think Barnes would thrive in a system where, I mean, their rushing offense averages 214 yards per game.
And also next year, Taylor Tatum will be a sophomore, hopefully more developed. He's already looked great this year when he got in. He has a little problem of he does have a little problem of fumbling the ball. He needs to just have it more secure, but hopefully next year
you can
he'll be a
see
lot
that
better.
whenever he is running, he's so loose out there. So I mean that's a good thing, but in the sense of like I mean just like a regular coach, I mean high and tight is just what you need to have it, or just at that point just double cross it, just hug onto it and just try not to get it punched out. Which I know it's easier said than done while I'm sitting on a couch after I just got done with my intramural basketball game.
That is true.
But I mean, I played football. I had offers coming out of high school,
True.
even though I didn't play a single snap.
Well,
But
they do have a pretty run-heavy offense. It's 64% of their plays, and they average about 44 rushing attempts per game.
the only thing with him is that I just don't know how that will mix with one. I mean, like we said, Tulane doesn't have the best offensive line. One, we don't want it as well. So I mean, I guess it would work out. But I mean, one, we're in the SEC now, so I mean, us not having an offensive line, I feel like that wouldn't fully translate. Like, yeah, it would make it a little bit better. But then as well, I just don't think that's more of what Oklahoma is looking for, unless there's just some I am not seeing, is that we like to pass the football. We get guys who can dual threat, but also who we know can throw the ball 70 yards when needed to do those types of things.
Also, trust in Beatembo. We know, like, it hasn't been the best this year, but there have been multiple injuries. But I believe in Beatembo that next year everybody can come back healthy, and we have tons of freshmen on the team, offensive linemen. They can develop, hopefully start and do a lot better.
You keep going. I apologize.
You're good. That's basically it.
Okay. On that note, we do have Eddie Pierre-Louis did play, I think, 37 snaps last game. He was our fourth best pass blocker, outside of Logan Howland, Heath Ozeda, and Spencer Brown, who all played a fantastic game. But he was our third, or Spencer Brown, sorry. I think he's our right tackle. I think they moved him to left tackle. We've thrown a million things out there.
Yeah, I mean,
he was our best blocker.
Every game has been different on the offensive line to start the game.
Yeah.
I think, yeah.
The only person who has been consistent is Jacob Sexton.
But he's going to be out this next week.
He's not even, he hasn't been consistent. He's been consistent starting. He's always started. But he's been switched up. He's played left tackle, left guard, and I think right tackle.
But like what I'm seeing here is that most, starting from Bates, like everyone did really good pass block wise. I know it's the main front. They're a little weaker than our offensive linemen, of course.
And like a Tennessee or Ole Miss, of course, but
Or like Missouri.
Yeah.
Which we got to deal with
Also,
next week.
I know we already talked about the main game a little bit, but it was that last drive we scored a touchdown. All 11 on the team, on the offense, were all freshmen. Mm-hmm. And I know it was Maine, but they went down and scored. I mean, it was basically all Xavier Robinson, but
I mean, also, Maine still had, I think they still had half of their starters out there whenever they're playing. I think they had 6 or 7 other guys that were still stars. The only guys that weren't, I think, was a corner, and then I think a couple of defensive linemen.
That is true.
All right, next to our second option of our two, Mike Shanahan, Indiana's offensive coordinator. He's ranked top 30 in FBS in 6 categories during his 2022 campaign.
He averages 42.8 yards per game right now in the FBS. That is good for a third in the entire nation. I also want to talk about their defense a little bit. I know Indiana's just good. I like Indiana.
I mean, how about that turnaround with Indiana, though? I mean,
where did they come from? Kurt Signetti,
just
Curtis Rourke. They played with a backup, I think, not last week, but 2 weeks ago, and they still won by, I think, 20 with the backup in.
Even if the game is close, at the end of the day, they're just going to kick it on at some point and just score 14 points in 3 minutes.
It's just insane.
Because they can easily go out there and just get that bomb touchdown, and the next thing you know, defense get a stop, and then another bomb touchdown.
Exactly.
And again, that's what Oklahoma is known for. I mean, not the defensive part, but we have that now.
Yeah. And he's red zone scoring for Mike Shanahan. They're fourth. They have 97.83%, which I think we're about, I don't know what our red zone scoring percentage is if we look at it, but
I mean, we used to be. I mean, for multiple weeks we were number one.
But with Mike Shanahan being in Indiana and being how good they are, do you think he'll want to come to OU to have the same job he has right now, having this success?
It's you got to think about that too. But like Mike Shanahan, if he would come to OU, we have, you have to think about it. Is we have money.
That is
we're in
true.
the SEC now. We're going to be willing to throw money at somebody. Like
We're definitely willing to, but from what we've seen is that, I mean, we could have done that in the Big 12 too. Yeah, we weren't making as much when we're going to be making, I think it was 3 or 4 times more now that we're in the SEC.
In the past
it's
year,
and NIL.
Yes, but I mean, our NIL is way different compared to like a Texas A&M NIL, because our NIL is mainly like bringing money in and then dispersing it, where then at like Texas A&M, they have donors that specifically go and just give the money to the players, or they get guys to sign with. I mean, I can't. There were some twins that signed with like Jordan with like the first NIL deal or something like that. I can't remember where they went, but I mean, NIL is getting crazy, and I'm kind of glad where OU is sitting at with NIL, because they're not like they're using it as an advantage, but we're not like just throwing it at people.
Yeah,
it's like we're trying to give them culture first, then money, because I mean that's what OU's always been. I mean, we were in the Big 12 for a while, so I mean, we didn't have much money, and also, I mean, NIL wasn't the biggest thing. It was always sort of been a thing, but probably not legally.
Yeah.
But I mean, now that it is legal,
Shout out Rhett
I mean,
Bomar.
we didn't have to go there.
Big Red Kia.
Yep.
and also in past years, we've just gone inside on offensive coordinator, like someone that's already in the program. But I think this time we have to. Like, we have to go somewhere.
We need to go outside and find something else. I mean,
someone. And I think Mike Shanahan is the best option. It's just, will he leave?
I mean,
depending if it's all about money in the NCAA. Okay, I understand if you're Mike Gundy, you've been there. Like, as soon as you coach for like 10 years, go ahead. I don't know how long Mike Shanahan's been there, but if he's been there for less than 5 years, he's gonna walk out the door as soon as he sees money.
Also, like, it's University of Indiana. I'm not giving them any crap, but we are the University of Oklahoma.
They are better than us right now, so we
right
can't
now,
really say
yes,
anything.
but we are we have better past, and I wouldn't say a brighter future, but whatever Indiana has right now is just not gonna last.
I wouldn't say that, but
I mean,
they got a new coach. He's pretty hyped up about everything, but we are 75% in the red zone is what we are 118th out of I think 134 teams, correct? So that would boost us, I would say, exceptionally. And again, he brings a lot of like passing aspects.
So I just looked up Mike Shanahan. He got announced by Kurt Cignetti, the head coach for Indiana. They announced on December 13th of 2023 that he was going to join the program. So I mean, he's barely in there. So I mean,
just give him like just $100K more than they are giving him.
It's like it'll probably need to be a little bit more than
probably.
$100K.
A couple.
Because what conference is Indiana in? Where are they at?
Big Ten.
I mean, Big Ten is. I mean, they got money in there, but I mean, everyone knows that SEC has more money to throw out there.
SEC has the most money.
And I mean, yeah, we've not even been here for a full year, but I'm pretty sure we've already made more than what we would have made in the Big 12.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to think. I mean, as soon as we got College Game Day to come here, I mean, that just skyrocketed. I mean, when was the last time we had College Game Day here? When was that?
2014 Notre Dame, I think.
Because I'm not even talking about in the sense of like just us accumulating money from like the SEC, just the amount of money that it brought in just from the surrounding areas, just from people driving here to, I mean, people flying here, people staying at hotels.
It's just insane.
I mean,
and where student tickets selling out, many people.
Oh gosh, I mean, student tickets were going for like, I mean, usually people sell student tickets for like what, like $20-25?
Yeah.
Sometimes, like some of the student tickets were going for like anywhere between $60 to $80, which I don't think anyone bought them, but they were going for that much.
True. And then we have to talk about Jackson Arnold. I understand we already talked about him a little bit on the pod, and it's like his season stats. He's got 11 or 1,200 yards. He's got 12 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. Don't know how many fumbles. That really doesn't matter. But in the last 2 games, he's 37 for 58, 404 passing yards, and then he's got 25 rushes for 144 yards and a touchdown on the ground.
I mean, he's been rushing really well. But one thing I did want to bring up is that OU's ranked 67th in the NCAA with red zone percentage with a .853.
Yeah.
So about 85%.
Dang.
So I mean, when we get to the red zone, we score usually.
It's just
the
hard
fact,
for us to get there.
Will we get to the red zone?
Yeah.
So let's see what we're going up against. If you want to roll the clip on that Missouri Alabama.
Yeah, Missouri was a 4-point favorite against us to start the week, but now we are a 3-point favorite. I guess there's something that they know that we don't. Maybe Burks is coming back, or even possibly Farouk, but that looks unlikely.
So,
or their starting quarterback is injured.
So their quarterback is gone, and then their backup quarterback, what is his name again?
Drew Pine.
Drew Pine.
They show up a little bit
Mr.
in this
Pine
game.
Tree. I think I had his stats. I already lost them. But
Yes, but
here they are.
if Brady Cook plays, which it's doubtful, it's gonna be a tough game. I think we could still win it, but that's why Missouri was favored. But not with Drew Pine playing, he doesn't look the best. I mean, in this game, there was a throw where he just completely missed the receiver, interception.
So I mean, Brady Cook before he got hurt, he was 7 for 12 for 30 yards, but then he got hurt. Brady Cook's been getting hurt every other game as of right now.
Yeah, after he got hurt, if you want to roll the clip for
Drew Pine.
show, Luther Burden is going to be the guy that we're going to have to watch. As long as we put Eli Bowen on that man, I think he straps.
Which is insane because Eli Bowen, as a freshman,
is our best corner.
And I really did not.
What do you mean?
think
What
he'd be
about
that
Woody
good.
Washington, guys? Dude's been here for a good 18
He is
years.
rocking.
How old is he?
I think he's a
Did he really just give us an ad?
It
better
did not
cancel
give
that
us an
out.
ad. No.
No such thing.
No
But
Oh yeah, we have premium.
their rushing offense, obviously they're going to have to. Well, it looks like they got a lot of good pass. Their pass rush is pretty good.
Their
If you
pass
go to their
rush is
scoring
definitely
defense, they're
good.
21st in the nation. They only allow 20.4 points per game. I don't know what down this was, but on third down, their opponent's third down conversion is 27.59%, which is good for fourth in the nation right now.
Second and 10.
And like right here, I don't know what happens.
Bernard. Look at that by Bernard.
It's just the issue is Missouri looks really slow.
Yeah, and they can't get off. They can't get off blocks that well. I know it's Alabama, but I mean, if our receivers can hold blocks, Barnes or whoever catches a screen pass can get some.
You also got to think. I mean,
10+
Alabama
yards.
hasn't been what Alabama usually is, and then
That is
Oklahoma
true.
hasn't been what Oklahoma has usually been. So I mean, like, I wouldn't say our playbook is a lot like Alabama's, but in the sense of a lot of play action, a lot of just giving the ball
RPOs.
to your playmakers, just 2 yards out there, just a little screen, and just hoping for the best. That is the one thing from what was just shown right there is our run defense is going to have to be almost perfect in this
Well, our
game.
run defense is we only allow 106 yards per game. That's 17th, the best in the nation. But I think we only allow 2.8 yards per rush, which is fourth in the nation. Last time that Missouri beat us was October 23rd.
It was like
2010.
2010, yeah.
And it was 36-27.
So what I was going to bring up is actually Coach Venables made out a statement that it is, I want to say, I can't remember his exact word. It wasn't likely, but I want to say expected that Farouk and Deion Burks are at least going to practice, and they should be able to come back and have the chance to play in this upcoming game.
I wouldn't be surprised with Farouk and his injury if he doesn't come back at all this year. Yeah, I mean,
I want to say that because I mean, like, it wasn't like a fully break. It was just a fracture.
Yeah, but I heard like it is kind of unlikely that he'll come back, and it might be like the last 2 games or the bowl game. And I know we have 3 games left, but it's just,
from what I heard is that it was either going to be the Missouri game or the Alabama game that Farouk comes back.
did not hear that.
That was, I
That's
mean,
good to
that
know.
was at the very beginning. So again, I don't know if anything else has really changed.
I also want to throw out that all the injured wide receivers said they will be coming back next year.
Mm-hmm.
I know that most of the people probably would think that Deion Burks would want to get up out of here.
So Burks, Gibson.
I just don't understand what's been really going on with, because it's been like a soft tissue issue that he's
I
been
just don't think they
messing
want
with.
him to get hurt again.
It's just a big
and
bruise.
I
I think.
yeah,
Like
and
a
I get
deep
that, but I
bruise.
think the part that was just throwing me off, I can't remember what game it was. I don't think it was Texas. It might have been Texas or whatever our game was right after Texas. It was South Carolina.
yeah,
One of those games during warm-ups, he was hurt. It said something about a soft tissue. I think it was in his leg or knee or ankle. I can't remember what it was. And there was a picture or a video of him
Dancing.
jumping around, dancing, and then proceeded to do like 2 or 3 backflips. And
I didn't see that part.
I was just very surprised when I saw that, in the sense of, I mean, if you want to come back and you want to do all these things, that's great. But whenever you say that you can't play and that you're too injured, but you're on the sideline doing backflips, to me, that looked like he just kind of clocked out. But again, that could be wrong. I mean, from what you just said about them coming back, that could obviously happen.
And I believe he has not been redshirted in his career, so he could still be redshirted, and so he's probably doing that so he can get, I think it was 2 more years, because he's a junior right now. So if he redshirts,
I just feel like they would have
get 2
announced
more
if he was
years.
going to redshirt already. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like coach unless
he's played 4 games.
Deion Burks is
Yeah, so he can't play another one.
because it's 4. If you
4
play
or less.
4, you can do it, but if you play 5, you can't.
Yeah.
And certainly in like D2 and D3, it's like if you play 3, you can't. But
Well, who
D1's
cares?
different.
Yeah.
I have buddies that play D2. All right, chill.
I don't care about D2.
But so I think the main thing that we got to worry about in this Missouri game is obviously the rush, because it didn't show it in the clip up there. I just completely smacked my mic. It didn't show it in the clip up there, but Drew Pine is scared. Drew Pine cannot throw the football.
He threw 3 interceptions on 12 passing attempts whenever he had.
So they're going to find ways to run the ball and maybe throw in like Army. I think they have like 50 pass attempts. No, not 50.
50.
Something
Like this year?
they have
Like
a
total,
lot,
like Army?
Yeah, a lot less passing attempts. Bryson Daly, if I can pull him up real quick on this.
Like Landon's got it.
Let's find where their QB's at.
Another stat why
Daly?
we get this.
Yeah.
47 attempts.
47 attempts.
And how many touchdowns passing?
7. He's 27 for 47 for 629 yards. He's averaging 13.4 yards.
So unless
pass.
Drew Pine is Bryson Daly reincarnated, if we just got to make sure we keep him on the other side of the field, so we got to contain him. If you look at their field goal percentage, they have a 60% field goal percentage, which is bottom 15 in the nation right now. So if they get on the other side of the field, we literally just have to make sure they kick a field
I
goal.
would prefer, though, they stay on the other side and just make him punt. But a missed field goal isn't the worst
He
thing
makes
ever
them 60%
either.
of the time. Mike Shanahan's kicker has made every single field goal he's kicked this year.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the Missouri. I think really score prediction. I'd probably say like 24-10. I really
Which
don't-
score? Which
for
one are we talking
OU
about?
Missouri.
Okay.
I mean, I think it's...
You think we're going to lose?
You say 24-10 Missouri?
No, I did not.
No, I was just messing with
Oh. Well, I think with their defense...
I'm calling 1 pick six.
I mean,
by the
our
way.
offense has been a little
I
better.
don't think we've had one this year, have we?
Pick six. Yes, we have.
Yeah, Kip Lewis against
Oh,
Auburn.
yeah, we did. I'm drunk.
I mean, my score prediction, I'll say 2014 OU.
Oh, 20. I thought you said like 2014.
Yeah, that's
the year.
what I
was
thought. I was like,
like, what are you talking about?
2014 OU. They just have the first drive of the game, they'll score Missouri, and then they'll score somewhere else, just like Maine did in this
Yeah.
last game. And then
Our defense starts off slow, is what we
yeah,
figured out.
yeah. And then our offense, we'll find the end zone twice, and then just 2 field goals. And then also, we need defensive sacks. Of course, this game, I mean, we have it 10.28% of snaps we get a sack, which is 6th in the nation. So we just need to finish out the year with keeping that stat up.
Pretty much. I mean, and again, we hold opponents to 2.8 yards per rush. So if
I knew I had it in here. Deion Burks and Jilla Farouk are hopeful for this upcoming game. I had it somewhere. I just couldn't find it. I wasn't pulling it out my butt, I promise.
Yeah.
and we also got to make sure again, as we'll mention probably next week, we'll see how Arnold does regarding the turnovers.
We'll see if I'm still here after that game. I get pretty upset during the games.
That is true. That's
This room might look a little different. Oh, no. Just crash out.
just start throwing lamps everywhere. I wouldn't blame you, honestly. Might have to break the TV.
Didn't you get these from Goodwill?
No, we did not.
We don't have.
No.
Oh, these. Oh,
We
they
bought all
design.
these
They
from
designer.
Gucci.
They designer.
Exactly.
Yeah, no Goodwill.
So
Dude, Goodwill's awesome. No,
you already
I was
did you
gonna
give
say
your
Ross is way better.
Missouri prediction?
Missouri prediction. I think I'll give us the benefit of the doubt. I'm going to give us like a 24-17 type of win.
Okay.
I feel like it's going to be. I feel like it's going to be a defensive dogfight. I feel like we're going to score a defensive touchdown.
Yeah.
And I feel like we're going to figure out how to stop. I feel like they're going to get at least one rushing touchdown, and I feel like it's not going to be like a pansy 6 to 8 yard rushing touch. I feel like they're going to break one out, and we're going to figure out how that happened.
Yeah.
We're going to figure
That's
out.
how they're going to score their first touchdown on the first drive.
I feel like that's
It's going to be a 75-yard passing touchdown to Luther Burden on the screen. It's going to happen.
Yeah,
just watch.
no, he's going to head tap us. Just absolutely just.
It is a revenge game. Well, is it? He
For
was
who?
committed to us.
Weiss?
Luther Burden. Well,
Oh,
Weiss,
Luther Bird, dude. Weiss has been talking so much. It's like, dude, he's been talking so much before. Whenever we got first put on the schedule, dude was like. Then I mean, you saw that whenever he went over there, he live streamed him like it wasn't burning, but it was like kicking and like tearing up at OU jersey. I'm like, dude, the only reason why you're able to go to Missouri is because you went to OU.
Yeah,
you went to OU and you played well. Also, you had good quarterbacks.
Just like Javion McCullum, who we're going to talk about in this not next segment.
Yo. Cut.
If you want to pull up the OU Lindenwood game, we're going to go to OU basketball. OU won last night, 92-60. We're going to play this whole 3-minute video.
Key players while we watch this video. Jalen Moore, 22.7 rebounds. He is a returner from last year. We knew he would be a star this year. There he is right there with
This
his
is one
corner
thing that
three.
I'm very glad that he picked back up on is that at the very beginning of the year last year, he was a very good three-point shooter. And then
There he is right there.
That's one of the things that he's going to have to try to keep. I can't. What is that dude's name? I was trying to find him.
Number 1?
No, number 5. That dude was absolutely a horse. I saw just I watched like 5 or 6
Is that the guy
minutes
we
of
were
the
talking about
game.
yesterday?
Yeah,
And
his
that
last
di-
name's Wagi. I don't know
Yeah,
his first name.
that dude just hunts the ball on the offensive board.
I like this guy. What? Freshman?
Fierce, yeah, I have him right here. Jeremiah Fierce, 16 points, 5 rebounds, and 6 assists.
That's insane.
He was one of
And
the.
was that Sam Godwin?
Sam
there?
Godwin poster.
Yeah,
Sam
also
Godwin
returner.
is another returner. He had 11
11
points,
points.
15 rebounds, and then 1 assist.
And then what's that other guy's name that he scored? He scored 19, I think, last night.
Bryson Godin.
Yeah, Godin.
Godin's going to be our
Godin.
3-point shooter. He's in
Yeah.
the corner there, number 2, I believe.
And I think
He came from
made.
Fairfield.
He was 5 for 8, I think, yesterday in 3-pointers. So
He scored 40 off the bench in one game, so that's a lot of hope. He had a lot of threes. Sam Godwin's going to be our most reliable. I think
He's gonna be our
Godwin,
more
15
reliable.
rebounds.
He had 15 rebounds.
We had
We had
43 as a team.
I was very happy with our shooting in this game with a 52.3 field goal percentage. And as well, one thing that Oklahoma's definitely struggled on for ever since since Trae Young left was our 3-point percentage. Our 3-point percentage was usually around anywhere between 28 to 35%, which is not bad at all. But this right here,
Shout out Austin Reeves, by the
41.2, definitely. Our 41.2 3-point percentage for this game is definitely what helped us.
there were some good assists this game. Like we just saw there, nice pass under the rim, little reverse. Another good find there to Sam Godwin for the dunk.
You can see how fluent these guys are working together. They know where everyone's going to be. They know.
Moser finally has his guys, I think, and they have good. Hopefully, they'll have good chemistry this year. It looked good this game.
What about Porter Mosier's kid? He got a full minute in yesterday.
Jake Mosier.
Full minute in there.
We also had 43 total rebounds this game.
Was that a pass?
With 11 offensive, which rebounds haven't been the best in the past, but
Yeah, honestly,
Looks good
since
this year.
since Spangler and like Latin and all those guys left, like we really haven't had a certified big. And now like Godwin's gotten stronger. Jalen Moore's just a freak of nature, as you can see from
Jalen
that.
Moore he can play anywhere on the field. It don't really matter. The one thing I was definitely happy about, I mean, like first game of the year, I mean, we had a couple of
good assists.
We had a
there.
couple of turnovers that didn't really need to happen, but I mean, we only had 12 turnovers this whole game. Which, I mean, I can't remember how many. I mean, there was multiple games last year where we had anywhere between 18 to 22 turnovers in the game. And that is just something that you cannot have, even if you're shooting 50% from the field goal. Because if you're shooting 50%, but you have
Well, I feel like
18
most of those
turnovers,
turnovers probably came at the end. When you
most of the
started putting
turnovers
freshmen.
did come from the end, but I was just mainly going off of from last year. Turnovers did hurt us a lot.
That is true.
So No, I think we need to talk about Porter Moser here.
Yeah,
He
we
had
just-
3 seasons with no March Madness appearance.
Yeah,
So this
but
is
and he
fourth
takes
season, so-
Loyola Chicago there.
Yeah, so he has to make it this year, I think. I know you said give him one more year, but you have to make March Madness this year.
Well, I think the position that he was put in is like right now. Obviously, I think he's going to make it this year. I do believe that, yeah, probably if he does not.
I feel like if this year is just completely terrible for some reason, then we will get rid of him. But I feel like if
Well, I
we
think
have
we
a
got-
productive season, but maybe we fall short of the tournament or anything like that.
We have fallen short the last 2 years. We've been close, but
last year we should have made it.
Whenever we brought
Right,
him
that's
in, when we brought him in, we had no returning players.
Yeah.
Everyone that we got was from the transfer portal. And then guess what? Right after that, everyone left again. And the next thing you know, we got all new people again. And guess what? We only have like 2 or 3 returning starters or like maybe 1.
Yeah.
No, it's 2. It's Jalen Moore and Sam Godwin. Those are the only returning starters.
Yeah, that's true.
yeah.
So I mean,
Hey, Reed Lovelace on the bench.
North Weather.
He's trying to rebuild this program, which is what I believe he has been doing. We've gotten better each year. I don't think we've had a fall off in any of the years so far.
Yeah.
Maybe it's fallen short, but I think overall we have gotten better in the aspect of just growing as a program.
And it might sound like I'm like dissing Porter Moser. I loved when we hired him. I think he was a great hire. And like, if I want to say something good, I can. Like beginning of last year, we got ranked. We beat a good
ranked,
USC team. So it started off strong. It just kind of slowly. Don't know really what happened. It just kind of slowly fell off, and we just.
Well, I don't think
short.
you can determine your college basketball season based off the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
Because like last year, USC was ranked, but I'm pretty sure
I'm
had
pretty
a
sure that
losing record.
I'm pretty sure they ended really hard. It was not good.
And also, it's our first year in the SEC, and I honestly think it's gonna be a little easier. Big 12.
It's definitely going to be easier because what you're probably about to say is
Big
that
12 has, I think, 4 or 5 teams that could win it this year.
easily.
Easily. And then in the SEC, there's, 2, 3.
It's same with women's basketball, where we're ranked 10 to start the season. I don't know what specific. Obviously, Texas comes from the Big 12 with us as well, and they're always like a top women's basketball program.
It's always a battle whenever we go against them and women's
And then
basketball.
they won 76-44 yesterday against Southern
Yeah,
University.
Where even are they? Probably somewhere southern.
Don't matter, but we did get Reagan Beers.
Southern University.
Reagan Beers from
Somewhere down below is where they're at.
somewhere down below.
Just pick a state. You'll just call it from there.
Southern, so Texas.
Southern.
Just kidding. But Reagan Beers got her from Oregon State. Played pretty 8 for 11 last night, 21 points, 14 rebounds. Skylar Van, returning Big 12 Player of the Year. Maybe she can recreate her. She seemed like a team player yesterday. 12 points, 7 rebounds, 5 for 9. I don't think Sahara Williams was on the team last year.
I don't think she
Came
was.
in, pretty sure she's transfer. 8 for 14, 19 points with 6 rebounds. We shot 48% from the field as a team, but we did shoot 14% from the 3-point line.
3 for 22.
Yikes.
Though we did have 54 rebounds. We do have our backcourt is pretty big. We're going to have a lot of fights in the paint. Beers is, I think, pretty good pickup, honestly. I think she was one of the most sought out like big women from the transfer portal. But expectation, honestly,
There are big men in
I'd say a top
women's
4,
basketball.
top
Leah
4
Thomas.
seed in March Madness.
we will be. I think we will be pretty good this year.
Yeah.
I was going to say, what is your guys' expectation for the season for women's basketball?
Say-
Do you think we're going to stay within the top 10 area?
I think Jenny has got her reinforcement. She's got the coaching staff and all the players on her side. I think we could make a deep run in March. I know we haven't, like, past few years. Obviously, we've won in the first round. We beat Florida Gulf Coast I think last year, actually. And but we just can't get past to the third round. And I think this year, if we get that 4 seed, like 3 seed, I think we can make it to possibly the Elite 8. I know, obviously, we shouldn't have high expectations. Well, there is high expectations.
There's definitely, for us starting at ranked 10 from the season we just came off of, like, our season wasn't exceptional,
It was pretty good.
but it was pretty good.
Beat Texas on a
and-
buzzer beater.
And for us,
won the Big 12
starting in at
championship.
ranked 10, I definitely say we do have a high expectation for the season. I just hope that, OU women's basketball has always been a pretty good 3-point shooting team. We always had
Taylor
we all-
Robertson really, yeah.
we've always had those couple of girls out there that can shoot it from pretty much anywhere on the court. And for us going 3 for 22, that definitely scares me a little bit. But again, I mean,
It's Southern.
Southern,
First game of the season.
First game of the season. Like you said, we got a lot of rebounds. So, I mean, 15 of them came from the offensive side. So, probably maybe a good
If we can keep
6 or
that up.
7 of those came from just maybe missed 3-pointers. And then who knows? I didn't really have any notes down, but maybe we just got some second chance points off of that.
Yeah.
So maybe it worked out. But again, could easily just be a bad shooting night. But
Almost.
You never know. We'll see as the season goes on.
But now we go on to the baseball team. They've played a couple scrimmages against themselves so far. I don't know if they played an actual team yet. They
No.
might have played.
I
Like
think it's just been scrimmages.
Scrimmages
Scrimmages.
Just some
against the
scrimmages
Crimson
so
and
far.
Cream.
41-20 last year. Were we co-Big 12 champions or were we actual Big 12 champions?
I think
I think we lost, right, to
Did we lose
OSU.
last year?
Well, regular season Big 12 champions.
I think we won it
Regular
last
season
year.
we won.
the regular
Yeah,
season,
and
but
then
we
we-
lost the
Lost in the final.
finals to OSU.
Yes, that is correct. First year in the SEC, of course. We got Kyson Witherspoon's probably going to be one of the best pitchers, and I think he's a projected not a lottery. This is not the NBA, but a projected
He's like a
Close.
top 10,
It's a
top
draft.
15.
top
It's a draft.
15
Draft
pick in the
pick, yeah.
MLB draft. You got his brother Malachi Witherspoon still returning in the Eastern Carmichael. All of them were put on, I believe it's D1 Baseball Report's top 100. Kyson, of course, being the highest. He had a 3.71 ERA last year. I believe he started in the pen. Got 90 strikeouts still after they decided to put him in the starting lineup. Malachi, I believe, just stayed in the pen all year, but he did obviously have the spot start when we needed to run with a bullpen game. And the Eastern Carmichael batting .366, 7 home runs. He's just a reliable, good
Get the ball.
2 or 3 guy right there. Maybe
Yeah.
I think he batted cleanup. No, he batted
Three
last year.
3.
And so, as long as I think Skip's got something going on there. Obviously, he's one of the best pitching coaches in all of NCAA.
I just think it's great seeing where our baseball team went from to then out of nowhere to where I mean, what was it, 2 years ago that we went to the World Series?
against Mississippi State.
I mean,
Miss.
and I
Ole
mean,
Miss,
like
Ole Miss, sorry.
everyone knew of Cade Horton. You know what I mean? Like everyone knew he was a good pitcher, but his standout that he had in that run to the World Series
14
there,
strikeouts in the College World Series.
I mean,
Was a record at that time, but I believe
I'm pretty sure it got broken.
Frick Face, Rhett Byrne, or
Frick
Rhett
Face,
Lauder.
Something like that. Yeah, I don't know.
He decided to go up there. I think he struck out. No, it was a Pulse. It was a Tennessee Vanderbilt Tennessee Wake Forest or a
Was
an
it the
LSU guy.
I think it's the guy from Wake Forest.
Chase Burns then. So
Yeah.
Chase Burns,
Is
I
that the
think struck
long-haired
out.
guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, that
I think he
dude.
struck out
That dude
16.
was a beast.
That's some luscious hair right there.
Whoa.
He is pretty cute. But
So
I didn't say
I wasn't
that.
going there. I wasn't going there. I wasn't going there. I wasn't going
All
there.
right. I would say with the first year in the SEC, definitely harder teams. SEC baseball is
Obviously, we
no
get
joke.
Vanderbilt now, Tennessee,
Yeah,
Florida.
and
oh.
and what we're not used to is Big 12 teams traveling for baseball, but I believe SEC schools do travel their fans,
Yeah.
and they're gonna show up to our baseball facility and be like, "What the crap?" compared
Well, yeah.
to theirs.
But
Compared to-
imagine the SEC teams showing up to the softball field with the Patty Gasso statue up front, and I think it's 8 national titles to her name.
Yeah,
5 Pete?
5 Pete?
5 Pete?
I believe it's definitely possible. We return Cassidy Pickering, who is batting .389, 12 home runs. Ella Parker, who did great in the utility spot, batting 4th last year,
Yeah,
415, 13 home
Don't
runs.
forget they're both freshmen last year, so they're just sophomores. And
We get them for 3 more years. There
Have they
might be
came
an
out
8
with the have they came out with the rankings as of yet for softball?
We're gonna be 1. So it
Yeah,
doesn't
one.
really
I'm
matter.
guessing-
guessing.
doesn't matter.
I'm pretty sure we were going to be 1.
Can
but
you look that up, Tim?
I don't
if
know.
NCAA women's softball rankings. I don't know why I said women's softball.
I never saw anything whenever I looked it up. But I mean, of course, I mean, if we wouldn't be ranked number 1, that'd be kind of weird.
I guess there's June 6th. Even though that's.
a what?
They
Oh, okay. This was before the Women's College World Series.
Okay.
This was.
Yeah, it still says we're in the Big
It
12.
says June 6th.
Oh,
Does that
okay,
say
yeah,
June
yeah.
6th? That was the day of
Yeah,
the first
okay.
game, and
Okay.
then
That
I got
is
to
right.
watch them
That is right,
absolutely stick it to them. And that was probably my favorite game. Obviously, was when Jada Coleman decided to hit a walk-off home run against Florida to keep us alive.
yeah.
Got to flip off a Florida fan that game. That was pretty exciting. Sorry if that offends anybody, but
Yeah, you're canceled.
Canceled. It's just
we
us
bring
two
in a
now.
lot of transfers. Abby Dayton comes in from Utah.
Oh, yeah.
led the Pac-12 in batting.
Okay.
Batting average. Really like that slap hitter that you want to have at the start of the lineup. then you get her on base. Pickering hits a 2-run shot.
Did we really get anything from the portal in the pitching standpoint? I haven't really seen anything
yes,
from that.
I don't know who specifically, but there was.
I was trying to figure out who all we got for that. I just couldn't find anything.
I know there's a lefty that we got. We did lose a couple.
I mean, of course, Maxwell left.
Well, yeah, Maxwell was
who ended the season very good.
Oh yeah,
Won us the national championship basically.
We got Isabel Smith, redshirt senior. Kirsten Deal.
She'll be good.
Sam Landry, that pitcher from Louisiana.
I want to talk about Isabella Immorelling. Well, she is 5'10", catcher. She led the Tar Heels in home runs last season, and she's very smart.
Yeah. Very true.
I think she broke a program record, for home runs and RBIs. I know 14 doesn't sound like a lot, but again, Ella Parker had 14. Jocelyn Allo obviously is going to have. We miss her, but imagine it'd be great if Ella Parker decides to hit 30 home runs this year.
Just something slight like that.
Just win every game.
It wouldn't hurt.
But we can go on. We also Landon here is he works at the Jimmy Austin Golf Club.
I don't know if you don't know what that is. That's where our OU men's and women's golf team plays at.
So as of right now, they just got done. I don't know exactly how to say this, but they just got done. Yeah. Beautiful course is now a qualified PGA course. We've had the Corn Ferry there a couple times.
That is true.
And it will not be returning. Those guys were very mean to us, so they will not be coming back. But we are trying to get some other guys coming over there. Can't really say. But I am banned from playing golf right there. so I probably shouldn't be saying too much. I got banned from playing golf there. Don't need to get into too many things.
We won't go into the details.
If someone wants more details... You can ask me.
If you want to DM us and ask about Landon's tragedies.
Or just any other questions, please DM.
Casey is single. If you want to get into that, you can text the page, and we don't know who will answer. There's 4 people. Just hope it's Hasty, and maybe he'll get with you. We'll see.
Yeah.
But if you want to talk about the Kananapolis
Classic. So I don't know how to exactly say that, but so it's the Collegiate Invitational. They just got done playing that in Hawaii. Beautiful course out there. And Oklahoma they started out ranked. I can't remember where they started out ranked, but they did get ranked number 1, and then they played in a tournament. I think it was a week or 2 ago, and then they didn't do too swell. I think they played 4th, which isn't bad, but they got dropped to number 2. But after that, they did shoot. I'm pretty sure it was either on track or they did shoot a program history for. Okay, so Oklahoma they went minus 49, pushing for a school record, and so Oklahoma did three-peat in this tournament. So the past 3 years they have won this championship, and one of the key players I wanted to bring up was Jackson Dowell. He's played very well. He has, in his first round, he shot a 63, which is 8 under. Round 2, shot a 66, 5 under. And round 3, shot a 67, 4 under. He's been very consistent throughout his time here, and he's played very well. He has won the individual title at this Classic. And a couple other guys, Ryder Cohen has played very well. Matthew Troutman, played really well. This program has just completely taken a complete shift from what it used to be. Coach Hibble has completely rerouted this.
Yeah. We won the national championship a couple of years ago.
It was 2017 we won that national championship. Coach Hibble got welcomed into the Coaches Hall of Fame for golf. Yeah. I think that happened. It was October 22nd, so not too long ago he got called. He got called from his old coach. I think his old coach is at Georgia, or somewhere there. And
we don't know much. This is all you men.
Yeah. But done really well. Glad to see what happened. They're getting a lot of renovations done. They're completely redoing their whole workout area on the other side of our driving range that we have over there. So now they're actually going to have their own area. It used to be like the welcome center / their hitting area and getting good. So now that they're going into the SEC, bringing in more money, and they're playing really well. They're starting to get that backlash, and they're starting to get money into the program, that shows them like, hey, we can compete to where we're trying to compete at. So, I mean, I've been at Jimmy Austin for about a year and a half or so, and I mean, I watched us. We had the NC.
Brooke, if you were watching this, Hasty still wants you.
Oh no! Wait, what? Who'd you say?
Brooke.
I don't think that's her name.
Is that not her name?
Anyways, we're gonna go ahead and thank you, Landon, for that.
Yeah.
We're gonna go ahead and talk about the Oklahoma City Thunder. They are, I mean, they're the best defensive team in the entire, and it's not close.
There's only 2 undefeated teams. It's us and the Cavs, correct?
Yes.
We're 7-0. Cavs are 8-0.
7-0, and every single one of those wins have been by double digits. Was the first time in NBA history that has happened. As well as the Thunder are sitting at a 93.4 defensive rating right now, which would be second among every single team all time in defensive rating.
82-0.
There's a chance. Obviously, that's not going to happen. But
Obviously, there's going to be games where you're not going to play well. Injuries are inevitable. But
you're going to get tired. Like 4-game road trips, of course. If you're going from Los Angeles to, I think we go to from Los Angeles to San Antonio 1 game. Like, there's a chance we lose that San Antonio game.
We're kind of talking about players.
If you want to go ahead and roll the clip here, we did play the Magic last game. I believe we won by 14. But we're first in steals, averaging 13.1 steals per game.
And also, before you go on, I would like to say, forced turnovers, we have the most to start the season, like on average, since 1997.
I mean, this Thunder team is just hustling.
It's just crazy that if we take our top 5 starters out and we bring in our top 5 bench players right now, those top 5 bench
still better than
players
half the league.
Those 5 bench players could probably start. Yeah, they probably couldn't go as long as other starters do, of course, because they're not the starters. But I mean, us being able to bring in
Alex, that man right there,
us being able to bring in. Us being able to bring in who we have,
and that's with injuries still right now.
Aaron Wiggins is the most underrated player on this team.
He saved the basketball.
He's underrated to everyone.
Caruso right here. Look at this.
Insane. That's just like, that's why they're winning games. You don't see like teams, the Jazz, for example, doing that.
You don't.
That's why they're not winning.
You don't see guys like Anthony Edwards diving on the ground like that.
I think it's crazy that everyone was saying that whenever Isaiah Hartenstein got hurt and he's going to be out for a little while, everyone immediately started saying that, like, well, the Thunder aren't going to be able to win any games. I mean, Chet Holmgren's been able to be that interior force that we hoped that he was going to still be.
Yeah.
And
he's gotten better.
He's gotten better, and I think it just shows that, I mean, whenever we are able to actually have that dominant force inside with Isaiah Hartenstein, with him and Chet, I mean, I feel like there's just nothing you can do.
And, like, again, Chet averaging, he's 17.1 points per game, 9.7 rebounds, 3.1 blocks. Absolutely ruined Wemby. Everyone complained that Wemby was injured.
I went to that game. That was awesome watching. Wemby was talking so much stuff.
It's so funny because I think Wemby had, like, 4 or 5 points.
He had 6 points on, like, 28 minutes playing or something like that, or 25.
And then we got Jalen Williams. I believe he's averaging, like, 3 steals a game as well, but he's 18.3 points, 6.6 rebounds, 4.7 assists. He's just that X factor that the Thunder have been.
And one person who has
for.
honestly been, I want to say overlooked, because I mean he is our superstar, Shea.
Yeah.
But I mean, he's averaging 25.7 points, 6.6 rebounds, and 6.9 assists. But like everyone has been talking about Chet and Williams, and then Shea. And I think it's still crazy that, I mean, if Shea could somehow start getting up to start averaging his 29 to 30 points a game, like he was, I mean, who else? I mean, other than, of course, probably like Jokic. I mean, Luka's starting off very slow. Yeah. I mean, his first half scoring has been pretty terrible. My man shoots a good either 12 to 13 shots in the first half, and he makes 2 of them.
That's true. Again, obviously, he averaged 6.2 assists last year. He's 6.9 this year. But it seems like he's moving the ball around more. Of course, I think the team assists right now.
The team assists is so high.
Let me see.
One thing that I've liked seeing from Shea is that one thing that he didn't do as often was shoot 3-pointers, and he worked on that a lot on the offseason.
Yeah, and he's looked a lot better.
You could definitely, I mean, I don't know if you guys watched. Did you guys watch when we went against Wemby, when we went against the Spurs? Did you watch that game?
No, not really.
And I think in the first half, he shot 7 or 9 3-pointers, and he made 1 of them. He was shooting them a lot, and most of them were pretty good looks, but it seemed like that game he was forcing them because he just came off a couple games where he went like, I don't know, like 3 for 6, 4 for 8, something like that. Like shooting 50%, shooting really good. but it seemed like he came out on that game wanting to make a statement, and he kind of made a statement on kind of how he was shooting last year from the 3-point range.
We are like top 50% in assists right now as a team. I think we're about 27, 28. But obviously that's going to change. It's only been 7 games. Like,
Yeah.
Shea's going to get
it's
those
still a
points
little too
up.
early in the season to determine anything.
But I do believe that this might be the year,
It's looking
which
good.
is something that a lot of Cowboys fans likes to say.
Yeah, and as a Cowboys fan, this next part's gonna be rough for me. They started 3-5 this season,
Skull.
and and Dak got injured last game, so he's out for 4 weeks.
That's definitely the reason why you guys lost is because he got injured.
No, not blaming that. I'm
It
actually
looks like
blaming
he's
him
been playing
as all
injured
the
for like
losses.
3 years now.
Hey, all I got to say is that the backup, what's his name?
Cooper Rush.
Cooper Rush looked way better than Dak did.
I've always said
You think
that.
Trey Lance should come in next game?
No.
Why not?
Trey Lance will break his leg.
Your season's already over. You might as well just bring in Trey
because
Lance.
Cooper, I trust
Isn't Trey
Cooper
Lance
Rush.
just like isn't he only on practice squad and then like if he
I
needs
think
to,
he's
he
third
gets.
string.
Yeah, he's just third
I didn't know if because I know some teams don't bring 3 quarterbacks.
Yeah, they
'Cause
usually
some-
do 2 and then
They'll do
emergency
2 and
third
then they have
string.
emergency. I didn't know if I thought Trey Lance was the
Cowboys are just
emergency.
weird like that. And
Well, you
as
got
long
no-
as Jerry Jones is there,
You already
we
paid
ain't
everyone
winning
else.
crap. So, and not saying, but when Jerry Jones retires or dies, his son's gonna most likely take over. So not much is gonna change. So,
maybe he'll see.
yeah, Cowboys. Yeah, maybe maybe he's smart enough to like actually do something in the offseason, because that's something the Cowboys did not do in the offseason is get players. I mean, I know Derrick Henry's like, I wanted to play for the Cowboys.
They just traded for Jonathan Mingo.
Yeah, I mean, right now he's the 3rd string, and with Brandon Cook out, as soon as he comes back, he's going to be the 4th string. So it really does nothing for us. We also lost a 4th-round draft pick.
You
during
traded a
that.
4th round. You know what the Chiefs traded for DeAndre Hopkins? A 7th round pick.
Yeah, and we
And
traded
you saw
a
what he
4th
did
round
against
pick.
the Bucks. That made
He
me
is
cry.
now prime D-Hop, and you traded for Jonathan Mingo, who wasn't even a top 3 receiver in a Carolina Panthers wide receiver room.
Yeah. But
I
at
will
least he
never
has Cooper Rush to throw to
I
him
will
now.
never understand
that's true.
He's a
why
little better.
the Cowboys were the only team in the offseason that didn't make a single move.
Was there one
'Cause-
other one?
Well, even if there was one other
Eric
one,
Kendricks.
even if there was one other one, I mean, the thing that you guys needed to work on the most was your defense.
Yeah.
And you guys didn't sign a single thing of defense. And
I
what
understand there's injuries.
injuries?
Yeah,
I
Micah
get
Parsons
that.
been out for the
I
last
mean-
3 games, which, I mean, I think is the best defensive player. A lot of people say it too, is the best defensive player in the NFL right now.
Mm-hmm.
And he's injured. We just have, and there's
Where's that deep point? to show them?
Bland with the most pick sixes last year is also out. I think he's expected to come back.
He's expected to come back this upcoming game, though.
He was
I'm pretty
supposed to
sure.
come back this last game, but I think he was still out.
Mm-hmm.
But Diggs came back this game, which honestly, not my favorite
He
player
got
either.
cooked a little bit on a couple
Yeah.
plays, but I mean, he played all right.
It's just
But-
a problem that he's ball hawk, and he's not a good ball hawk.
Were you hoping that your team was going to go out and try to get Lattimore from the Saints?
No, not really.
I don't think he was worried about that. I think he's worried about getting the season over with.
Yeah. And let's just get rid of Dak, please.
Can't really do
Please.
that with the contract you just
I
signed
know.
that man to.
I really hate that. Dak does not deserve that.
I mean, CD deserved it.
Oh yeah,
CD.
CD has
And
100% deserved
I
that.
don't
and I
think
wouldn't blame him if
Is
he
Micah
wanted
Parsons got
offseason.
like his contract?
No, not
they
yet.
can't.
You have no money, you're not
they don't
gonna be
have
able to
any
pay him.
money. You guys don't have any money. You guys used all your money on CeeDee Lamb, which is a good one. But then you
It
had
is
to
Dak
choose.
Prescott.
You had to choose between Dak Prescott
And Cooper Rush.
Mike Parsons.
and Micah Parsons, and you picked.
Dak-
And what Jerry Jones has always said is that he prioritizes the younger guys over the older guys. But then you
Probably twice the quarterback.
prioritize the dude who.
I think he's losing a little
Sam
bit.
Darnold's
Jerry
better.
Jones.
I mean, I'm pretty sure Jerry Jones is just having a good stroke about 8 times a day, but it's just not showing it.
It's definitely like Joe Biden
I mean, like
type
a
tier.
couple a couple times.
He's definitely
whenever-
like, ah.
a couple times when the game is going, they'll pan over to Jerry Jones, and the dude's
Yeah,
like,
just
looking at a wall for like no reason, like cross-eyed. I'm like, dude.
Soda!
I mean, the game is going on a good 3 feet.
Are
the
we sure
other
not
direction.
Are we sure they're not the same person? Joe Biden and Jerry Jones.
Well, I think Jerry Jones is very
I'm pretty sure
conservative,
Jerry Jones is able to talk on live television other than.
That is true.
Yeah, Jerry Jones is still competent, unlike some people.
I mean, he's competent in speaking, but he's not competent in, being a GM.
There's Jerry Jones right there.
I mean, my man just looks lost. I mean, I would be lost if I was watching my team lose
That-
all the time.
and that you're supposed to make good.
What were the 3 teams that they have won? Who have they beat?
The Giants,
Ooh, great win.
yeah. Browns, first game of the season.
No, you think
Okay.
you lost that? No,
No, we won that.
You guys won that game?
Yeah. And then I could not tell you the other one.
I will.
Dude, is he
pull it
crying
up.
in that picture? No, go up. We're soft. What is that one? Nope, down right there. What is that?
They've beat
Oh gosh.
Oh Lord.
Browns,
I think
Giants.
is that what he did right after he signed Dak Prescott?
Giants, Steelers.
Okay, Steelers isn't a bad one, but
Yeah, but you lost to the Saints. You let them score 44.
that was before all the injuries.
Who got injured?
For the Saints?
For the Saints, don't they
Saints
have?
weren't injured at that point.
No, I'm saying after that though, they started having injuries.
They have the same team. Last week was the same team they put out the first 4 weeks.
They've had injuries though.
Derek Carr got injured for a game.
Yeah.
Or two.
No, he was out for 2, 3
2 games. 2 games.
Yeah, and then they had a wide receiver out. Chris
Rashid
Olave.
Shaheed?
He was out.
Olave was
Rashid
out.
Shahid was out for like I don't think he was out
So,
for
yes,
a full
they did have
game. He
injuries.
played a game and then he got hurt.
And they're,
but then I mean
and they're all healthy against the Cowboys. So
I mean the Saints are just trying to save money at this point. I mean, they fired their head coach, got rid of Lattimore. I mean, Lattimore, where'd he go to? He went to the
Commanders.
Commanders. And the Commanders, they got him for only like $600,000.
Yeah.
Because that's all they hear.
It's just
That's all they're gonna have
ridiculous.
to pay, which is a steal. And then the Lions,
I think you gotta watch out for
just
the
got
Commanders.
that.
Commanders
The
looking
Lions
good.
just got that the Browns edge rusher. And
Zadarius Smith, yeah. Mm-hmm. He's been on 3 teams in the NFC North now. Vikings, Packers, Lions now. I don't see why he would go to the Bears.
I thought the Vikings were going to lose their game on Sunday. That was going to make
Well,
me cry.
unfortunately, Justin Jefferson's just the best receiver in the league. So.
Yeah, you need. I think you need to talk to Sam Darnold so he can pick his panties up because that dude doesn't know how to throw the
He's
ball.
seeing ghosts.
He doesn't. Dude, that dude is.
You can't
He went to
stop
USC,
it.
so I understand it. But my man sometimes looks cross-eyed out there when he's trying to throw the football.
because he's seeing ghosts.
I mean, tell me how you start 5-0 and looking like the top MVP candidate, and then you go 2 games where you basically just take dookies on your leg,
I would like to say
and then you throw the football backwards.
our running back was hurt, and
never had a running back in the first place.
our left tackle
Neither
got
did the
hurt, so our
Cowboys,
offensive
but-
line had to jump
I
all
definitely
around
get
it a little
that.
bit.
But I mean, also, Sam Darnold is just looking. I wouldn't say pressured. He looks like he's just rushed back there when he doesn't need to be rushed.
But he's
also
the second best passer when under pressure in the league right now.
Which is crazy because at least last game I only saw a couple of good like standing in the pocket and taking it
Yeah.
and throwing. And of course, it was to JJ.
Yeah.
Other than that, I mean, he has Hawkinson back, and Hawkinson had like 3 receptions for like 28 yards. RIP my fantasy team.
Well, he was on a
But-
snap count. He just he killed his leg. But anyways,
Dude, when he caught the ball when he was running to the right and he got like suplex.
Yeah.
Dude, my heart sank because I was like, ain't no way I'm about to see his leg just flopping again. I was like, dude, my fantasy team's already been through so much.
well, I think it's good to call it there. I
Yeah.
think.
If anybody's listening, thank you for listening to us 3 dummy heads. I'm Jackson Hasty,
I'm Caleb Shoemake.
I'm Landon Rope.
and this is Pawns on the Duck.